Guys, could you please confirm? Is my voice audible for everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Audible.
Yes, sir.
Good man. In last session, we discussed about scripting elements. In last session, we discussed about scripting elements. What are the elements that we discussed? Variables,
Data type,
data types,
Function and method.
functions. Functions are methods.
method,
Control
statement.
statements.
condition,
Those are nothing but control statements. Then we discussed about loops. Okay. What is the purpose of variables? Variables are used to store the data.
store data,
Variables are used to store data. Data types are used to specify what type of data we can store into variable.
variable,
Data type represents what type of data we can store into variables. But in the scripting, do we have the variables or we don't have the variables in the cell scripting?
We have
we
the
have
variable.
variables,
We have the variables. In the cell scripting, do we have the data types or we don't have data
No.
types?
We
we
don't,
don't
have
have
data.
data type,
No.
We don't have data types in shell scripting. Everything will be treated as
Text
text only.
text,
Okay. Functions are used to perform some operation or action. Functions are methods. Functions are used for performing some action. Control statements are used for executing the commands based on the conditions.
condition,
Control statements are used to execute commands based on conditions. If, else, like this. Loops are used to execute the commands multiple times. Loops are used to execute the commands multiple times. Loops are used to execute commands multiple times. This is what we discussed yesterday. Then we have started our discussion related to variables. How many types of variables we can see here, guys? Variables are used to store the data. Variables are divided into two types. What are the two types of the variables? Variables are divided into two types. What are those two types of the variables? First one
Environment.
is
User-defined and environment.
environment variables. These are also called as system variables. Environment variables also called as system variables because system is going to use those variables. Second category, user-defined variables. What is the meaning of user-defined variables? The variables which we will declare. The variables that we are going to create for our requirement, those are called as user-defined variables. Okay. Now, in the scripting, we are going to define the variables, right? In that scripting, we are going to define the variables. What are the rules that we need to follow to create the variables? What are the rules that we need to follow to create the variables? Before that, let me log in into my console, AWS Management Console. I will connect to this by using putty to xpys2. Okay, logged in into AWS Management Console. Go to EC2 dashboard. Start our EC2 instance. Instances are running. Go here. Select the instance name that you want to start. Our instance is AWS DevOps VM. Select it. Instance state. Click on start. Now open putty. Open putty. Connect to that instance by giving the IP and key file. Auth, browse, Linux VM private key, go to session. Here I need to give the IP address. Once it starts, the IP will be displayed here. Then I can copy and paste that IP in the putty. Then we can connect to that. It is getting initialized. Where is that EC2 is running, guys? Where is that EC2 running?
In cloud.
In AWS.
AWS.
In AWS data center. In which data center my EC2 is available? Or in which region my EC2 is
Mumbai.
available?
Mumbai.
Mumbai. Okay. Public IP. Let's copy this. Go to this. Paste it. Appearance. Change this. Bold. Increase the font. Click on open. Accept. Give the username. I'm giving it as Ubuntu. That is my username. Clear the console. Now, can you see env? What is these things, guys? I have executed env command. What is the purpose of env command?
System variables, it's showing all the
environment variables.
It is printing all the system variables which are available. These all are my environment variables. Echo. If I go for shell, shell is a variable which is holding path of the shell. PWD is a variable which is holding my present working directory. Log name, XDG session type, MOTD zone, home, lang, LS colors, term, LES open, user, SLV, XDG session ID 1. Like this, there are so many variables are already available. Can you guys tell me how to see the system variables? By executing env command, we can see all environment variables. By executing env command, we can see all environment variables. Environment variables will be used by operating system. Environment variables will be used by operating system. Now clear this ls-l command. Now, can you see here, there are some script files are available. Yes, there are some script files are available. Now, task.sh, user.sh, welcome.sh files are available. Okay, let's go for vi welcome.sh. I'm opening this file. Okay, I edit mode. Here, I have some script. I have some script here. Okay. Let me delete this script. I have removed everything from the script. I have removed everything from the script. Now I will do A is equal to 10. A is equal to 10. B is equal to 20. Then I will do echo sum dollar of A. Echo dollar of A plus dollar of B. Dollar of A and dollar of B I'm doing. Now escape colon WQ colon WQ dot slash welcome dot sh.
not.
It's not, is it printing? No. vi welcome dot sh. What is the mistake? A is equal to 20, B is equal to 20, that I am trying to store into the variables. Now echo, I'm trying to access the sum dollar of A plus dollar of B. That's right now. Is there anything missing? A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. Am I missing anything here? A is equal to 20.
Sir.
Semicolon, that's not mandatory.
Read.
No. Sum 10, 20. Now, so whatever the value it is printing, it is whatever the value I'm giving, it is printing. It is not considering this as a sum operator. It is not considering this as a sum operator. So whatever the value, whatever the thing that I have given, it is just printing as it is. It is just printing as it is. Value values of A and B, values of A and B are, values of A and B are, just I want to print this data, colon WQ. Now execute it. Values of A and B are 10, 20. Now, if you observe in this script, I'm writing some variables. How I am writing the variable? A is equal to 20, B is equal to 20. Am I storing the value to the variable?
Huh?
Am I storing the value to the variable, guys? Yes, I'm storing the value to the variable. But whenever we are storing the value to the variable, we need to follow some rules. Whenever we are storing the value to the variable, we need to follow some rules. What are the rules to define the variables in the scripting? Rules to define variables. What are the rules that we need to follow to define the variables? It is recommended to use uppercase character for the variables in the scripting. What is the first rule, guys? It is recommended to use uppercase characters for variable name. It is recommended to use uppercase characters for variable name. It is recommended to use uppercase character for variable name. That is the first thing. If a variable contains multiple words, if a variable contains multiple words, then use underscore. To separate the words. Use underscore to separate the words like this. Variable name should not start with the digit. Can I give the variable name as 1, 2, something like that? No. Variable name should not start with the digit. Variable name should not start with digit. Variable name should not start with digit. We should not use special symbols like @ hash, hyphen, something like that. We should not use special symbols like hyphen, @ hash, like this. You cannot use those things. Now, suppose if I want to declare a variable, I will declare user name is equal to Ashok. Age is equal to 29. Age 29. Okay. Now, if you see age is a single word, so I'm writing just uppercase characters. User name, 2 words are there. I'm separating that by using underscore. Now, user email, Ashok IT school @gmail.com. Like this, whenever you are writing the variable, it is recommended to use uppercase character for variable name. If a variable contains multiple words, then use underscore to separate the words. Variable name should not start with digit. We should not use special symbols like hyphen, @ hash, like this. Username is equal to Ashok. Age is equal to 29. User email is equal to Ashok IT school @gmail.com. Like this, I'm writing the variables. Okay. Guys, are you able to understand? Now, let us see here. Let me go for edit mode. Let me modify this script here. A is equal to 100. A is a variable. A is equal to 100. Now, echo is the command. Echo value of A is $A. Value of A is $A. What is the meaning of $A? That is called accessing the variable value. When you give dollar before the variable name, that means you are going to access the value of the variable. Now save it, write and quit. Now execute it, /welcome sh. Value of a is 100. Are you able to print the value of the variable? Right. Vi welcome sh. Now open this. A is equal to 100. Echo value of a is 100. Now I will do one more thing. I now b is equal to 200. B is equal to 200. B is equal to 200. But I will do one more thing. I will try to read the value of, I will try to read the data from the user. I will try to read the data from the user. How I will do that is echo enter value. Echo enter value. Echo enter value that I am going to keep in the double quotes. Echo enter value that I am going to keep in the double quotes. Now read C. Whatever the value I am getting, I'm going to store into C variable. Echo value of C is dollar of C. Value of C is dollar of C. Here I'm using echo value of B is dollar of B. Okay. A value I'm declaring in the script. B value I'm declaring in the script. But C value I'm reading from the user and I am printing. Now save this script and quit. Save this script and quit. Execute /welcome sh. Value of A is 100. Value of B is 200. Enter the value. I'm giving as 300. Value I'm giving as 300. Unexpected UIF while looking for matching double quotes. Unexpected error at the end of the file. Vi space welcome.sh edit. Can you see where is the problem? Guys, can you see where is the problem in the script? Last line. I'm ending the double quote, but I'm not starting the double quote. There is a problem in the last line. Go for insert mode. Add the double quote here also. Now save and quit. Execute once again. /welcome.sh. Value of A is 100. Value of B is 200. Enter value. I'm giving as 300. Value of C is 300. With this, are you able to understand how to declare the values by using variables? What are the rules we need to follow for the variables? Recommended to use uppercase character for variable name. It is recommended to use uppercase characters for variable name. If a variable contains multiple words, then use underscore to separate the words. Variable name should not start with digit. We should not use special symbols like hyphen, @ in the variables like this. Now, let me show you this script cat welcome.sh. Cat welcome.sh. Like this, I'm writing one script. Cat welcome.sh. I'm printing the script for you. This is one script that I have created for the variables. Good. Now, guys, here, let me go for clear. Vi welcome.sh. Okay, let me go for edit mode. Now I am deleting all these things, no problem. Now I'm deleting everything. Okay. I'm deleting everything. Simply, we can declare user is equal to Ashok. Or if you want to declare username, how you will declare that username? User underscore name is equal to Ashok by using underscore symbol. Then how to print it? Echo $of user underscore name. Now escape, write and quit. /welcome.sh. Are you able to use the variable name with underscore? Are you able to use the variables with underscore also? If the variable contains more than one word, then it is recommended to use underscore for the variable name. Perfect, guys. Next one, variable scopes. Variables are having some scopes. Variable scopes. Variable scopes. There are three scopes available for variables. There are three scopes available for variables. There are three scopes available for variables. First one is session scope. First one is session scope. Session scope. Second one is user scope. Second one is user scope. Third one is system scope. Third one is system scope. How many scopes are available for the variables in the scripting or in the Linux? How many scopes are available in the Linux, guys? There are three scopes available for variables. There are three scopes available for variables. First one is session scope. Second one is user scope. Third one is system scope. Session scope means terminal scope. Session scope is nothing but terminal scope. Session scope means terminal scope. Session scope means terminal scope. If we close the terminal, that variable will be removed. Session scope means terminal scope. Now you see A is equal to 100. I'm storing echo $of A. Is it printing that value? Am I able to set the value to the variable directly in the terminal? Am I able to set the value to the variable directly by using terminal? Yes or no? Now here I can set age is equal to 45. Age is equal to 45. Now echo $of age. Is it printing 45 or not? Is it printing 45 or not? Where I am setting the value? I'm setting the value in the terminal. I'm setting the value in the terminal. If I close my terminal, now you see here, guys, I'm going to close this terminal, or I will create the new terminal. Now age is equal to 45 I have stored. A is equal to 100 I have stored. Go here, right click, new session. I'm taking a new session by using this terminal. Now copy this. Now go to this putty, give the IP, SSH, auth, upload the browse and click on open. Now it is asking me to connect as Ubuntu. Okay, I have connected as a Ubuntu. This is my another terminal. Can you check echo $of age? Is it printing anything? Is it printing anything in the other terminal, guys? Is it printing anything in the other terminal? But here if I execute echo age, it is printing 45. That means this is a session scope. Now there are two terminals available, guys. So for the same Linux machine, I'm connecting from two terminals. For the same Linux machine, I'm connecting from two terminals. One terminal having a big font, another terminal having a a small font. Small font. In the big font, I'm setting one variable. One variable I'm setting. User age is equal to 22. User age is equal to 22. Echo $user underscore age. Am I getting 22? Yes, I'm getting. Go to other term. Both terminals are connected to same machine. Now here, let's execute echo $of user underscore age. Am I getting the value? I'm not getting. I'm not getting. What does it mean? What does it mean? Session scope means terminal scope. If we close the terminal, session scope means terminal scope. If we close the terminal, then variable will be removed. Variable will be removed. That is called session scope. Next one is user scope. User scope means that variable will be available for particular user. variable will be available for particular user. User scope means variables will be available for particular user account. For the particular user account. To set the variables with the user scope, we will go for a file called .bashrc. To set the value, to set variables for user, to set variables for specific user, we will use .bashrc file. What is the name of the file, guys? .bashrc. Now you check in the Google what is .bashrc. Bashrc file. Bashrc is a script file that executes when a user is logged in. When user is logged in, the file itself contains series of configuration for the terminal session. This includes setting up, enabling, coloring, completion, shell history, commands, aliases, and more. It is a hidden file and a simple ls command won't show this file. Simple ls command won't show this file. What is the purpose of bashrc and how does it work? Bashrc is specific to a user that all the commands, startup and ending commands will be available in the bashrc file. Okay, if you want to set the details specific to one user, then you can go for bashrc. We can go for bashrc. Bashrc file location also you can check. Bashrc file location in Linux. What is a Linux bashrc and where is that bashrc? Where is the bashrc file found in Linux? I'm not able to find my bashrc login bash profile. Okay, so root directory, inside the root directory, bashrc file will be available. Okay, let's go here, cd space / dot dot. I'm going to root directory, ls-l command, ls-l command, ls-l command. Is it displaying the bashrc file for you? Not displaying. ls-la, ls-la. Is it displaying the bashrc file for us? No, it is not displaying. Do you know how to display the hidden files? Do you know how to display the hidden files? What is the command to display the hidden files? ls-la, ls-la. Is it printing? No. cd space root. Now ls-la, ls-la. Where is this bashrc? cd dot dot ls-la. Where is the bashrc? Can you see bashrc file here, guys? Can you see the bashrc file? No. Let's go to user home directory and let's see inside the user home directory. Now ls-l. Now go to our home directory, cd space home, ls. Inside the home directory we have Ubuntu, cd space Ubuntu. Now inside the Ubuntu, ls-l. Do you have bashrc? No. ls-la, ls-la. Can you see .bashrc here? Inside the user home directory, bashrc is available. Inside the user's home directory, bashrc file is available. So it is specific for one user or it is common for all the users? Bashrc is specific to one user, common for all the users. Now can you see present working directory? What is your present working directory? Home Ubuntu. Inside the home Ubuntu, you can see a file called bashrc. So for every user, own bashrc file will be available. Let's go for bashrc, vi.bashrc. Can you see the bashrc file here? Can you see the bashrc file here? This is the bashrc file. Don't change anything, guys. Don't change anything. You can set some variables in the bashrc that will be available for that particular user. So if you want to set the variable at the user scope, that means if I close my system, if I log out from my system also, my variable should be available. Then you can set that variable in the bashrc file. In the bashrc. Now Let me go for edit mode. At the end of this bash RC file, I will set, oh my God, so many things are there in the bash RC. The bash RC itself is a scripting, guys. The bash RC itself is a scripting. If condition is available, variables are available, alias commands are available. There are so many things are available in the bash RC. This is the scripting. So many things are available in the bash RC. It is a scripting. If you want to store any data, then you can store into bash RC file. You can store into bash RC file. A is equal to 100. A is equal to 100. Like this, you can set some value. You can set some value, but I'm not modifying anything, but just I'm showing you. Quit. Just quit this file. I don't want to write anything. Write and quit. Okay, bash RC. If you set the data in the bash RC file, then that will be available for the user. For every user, in user's home directory, we can find bash RC file. Bash RC is a hidden file. .bash RC is a hidden file. .bash RC is a hidden file. In every user home directory, .bash RC file will be available. In every user home directory, .bash RC file will be available. Okay, execute a command to see that. $ls-la. If you execute that command, then it is going to display the bash RC. Okay, if you want to set one variable for one user completely, when the user close the system, when your user shut down the system also, that variable should be available. Then you can go for bash RC. System scope means it is applicable for all the users. System scope variables will be available for all users in that machine. Bash RC is only specific to one user. Now I want to set something for all the users. All the users should be able to access that variable, like part of the Java, part of the server. I want to set some values by using the variables. Those variables should be available for all the users. Then we will go for what? System scope. Where is the system scope file? How to set the file with the system scope? System scope. To set the variables with the system scope, we will use profile file. Okay. Inside this etc, there is a profile. cd space ... Now ls-l. You can see one folder with a name called etc. Let's go to etc, cd space etc. Inside the etc, ls-l. Inside the etc, ls-l. Inside the etc. Can you see what are the files available here? etc/profile will be available. Can you check it? Profile. etc profile. cd space profile. At a directory. cd space profile. Profile is the file. Now cat profile. Now see guys, in this profile file, there is some script available. In the profile file, there is some script available. Born shell, etc profile. When I do cat profile, in this file, some script is available. This script is used by all the users in the system. If you want to set some data, then you will go for this profile. Profile will be available in the etc. System scope variables will be available for all users in that machine. System scope file is available in /etc/profile. Like this, there are 3 scopes available for variables. One is the session scope, Another one is user scope, and the third one is a system scope. Can you guys read the scopes of the variables? Can you guys read the scopes of the variables? Can you guys read the scopes of the variable? There are three scopes available for variables: session scope, user scope, system scope. Session scope is a terminal scope. Until you close the terminal, that variable will be available. User scope means specific to one user account that you will configure by using .bashrc file. That you configure by using .bashrc file. Okay. If you want to configure for all the users, then you will go for profile file. Then you will go for profile file. Okay. Now, and one more thing, let me try this. Let me come back from here. cd space home space Ubuntu. Let me go to my account. Ubuntu clear. Now ls-l. Let's execute. Commands are there. Now welcome.sh. Welcome.sh. vi space welcome.sh. I am opening this script. Insert mode. Remove everything. I'm printing one command with a name called echo $yash. Let's see what is going to happen. Echo $yash wq / welcome.sh. Linux is easy. Guys, whenever you are executing a command, for the command you can pass some values. These are called as command line arguments. Whenever you are executing the script, you can pass some data to the command as an input. This is called command line arguments. This is called command line arguments. Command line arguments. Command line arguments. The arguments which we will pass at the time of executing the script file are called as command line arguments. The arguments we will pass while executing script file. The arguments we will pass while executing script file are called as command line arguments. The arguments we will pass while executing the script file are called as command line arguments. How we will execute the script, guys? $sum welcome.sh. So this is executing a script without command line arguments. Same thing, what I can do is $welcome.sh space welcome.sh space. I will say that Linux is easy. I will say Linux is easy. Now, what is the difference between above command and below command? Here, executing the command. Here, what I am doing? Executing command without arguments. But here, executing the commands with arguments. Executing the script with arguments. Here, executing the script without arguments. Executing script without arguments. You understand? Here, like this, you can execute a script. Like this, also you can execute a script. Okay. If you want to supply some input for your script, if you want to send some data to your script, in order to execute the script, I want to send some data. I can go for command line arguments to send the data for my script. How to send the command line arguments? By using this option. Script file name space some data, whatever you want. Now here, go to that script, vi welcome.sh, vi welcome.sh. What I am doing here, echo $hash. Echo $hash will print how many commands, how many arguments we are supplying. How many arguments we are supplying. Let me go for I. Insert mode. Now echo $0. Now I am going to print echo $1. I'm going to print echo $2, and I'm going to print echo $3. Okay. Now execute it. Welcome.sh. Now I will write Ashok IT School. Some data I'm supplying. Now can you see? First it is printing 3. 3 means number of arguments we are supplying. Number of arguments we are supplying. Second one, it is printing script file name. Third one, first argument, second argument, third argument. Are we able to print these arguments now? How I am printing these arguments? Cat welcome.sh. If you see the script, you can understand how I am printing. Echo $hash. It will print length of the arguments. Length of the arguments. What is the length of the arguments? Argument 1, argument 2, argument 3. Echo $0. It will print which script file you are executing. Echo $1. First argument it will print. Echo $2. It is printing the second argument. Echo $3. It is printing third argument. Are you guys able to understand? Are you guys able to understand? Now, let me give you this program so that you will understand this script. Command line arguments I'm supplying, and I'm accessing those command line arguments in my script. This is one thing. This is how I'm executing this script, and this is the actual script. Got it? Echo hash will print, that is $hash, number of arguments. Number of arguments it is going to represent. $0 script file name. $0 will print script file name. $1 first argument. $1 it will print first argument. It is going to print first argument. $2 it will print second argument. It will print second argument. $3 it is printing third argument. It is going to print third argument. Like this, we are using command line arguments. Command line arguments are used to supply some input to the script. Note, why we are using command line arguments? Command line arguments are used to provide input for script file. Input for script file. Input for script or whatever it is. Look at this. These are my command line arguments. While executing a script, you can pass some data to the script. That is called command line arguments. How to access the number of arguments that we are supplying? $hash. $hash will represent that how many arguments are you are passing. $0 will print script file name. $1 will print first argument. $2 will print second argument. $3 will print third argument. Third argument. You got it? Now you read it. Command line arguments. Simple example, sir. Now, do you know how to execute a script? How to execute a script? Dot welcome dot sh. So like this, we are going to execute the script now. Now, guys, unmute your mics. So what is the purpose of this command?
To execute the command.
To execute the command. Now I want to supply my name as an input for this script file. I want to send my name as input for the script file. How can I send my name?
You can add as a first argument.
Can I execute like this? $./welcome dot sh space Ashok. Can I supply like this?
Yes.
So what is this? It is a script file name to execute. What is this Ashok? It is argument 1. Can I say it is a command line argument?
Yes.
Now I want to send the name and I want to send the age also. How can I send the age also? Space.
You can add second argument.
29. I want to send my gender also. M.
Oh.
So what are these things now?
Arguments.
Line
Three
arguments.
arguments.
These are command line
Command line
arguments.
arguments.
Why we need to send the command line arguments to the script? Some dynamic data. Are you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
I want to pass some dynamic data to my script. In order to send the dynamic data to the script, we are going for command line arguments. Now, can you tell me, how can you read these command line arguments in the script? How many command line arguments I'm sending now?
3.
How many command line arguments I'm sending now?
3.
3 command line arguments I'm sending. Can you print these 3 command line arguments? How you can print it? Echo
$1.
of $1, echo
$2.
$2, echo $3. What is the meaning of that? Echo $1 will represent first argument, echo $2 will represent second argument, echo $3 will represent third argument. If I specify echo $yash, what will happen?
It will print the
Number
number
of
of command line arguments.
Number of arguments you are supplying. If I am using echo $0, what it will print?
Welcome.
print
dot
the-
sh.
File name.
It will
File
print
name.
the file name.
Okay.
Hello, Indraja. Indraja, are you able to understand now?
Yes, sir.
You got it now?
Yeah.
I want to write some script. This is my script, guys. This is my script. For this script, I want to send the data. To send the data to the script, we can use a command line arguments. Okay.
So only for dynamic data we are using that command line argument, sir?
Exactly. Only to send the dynamic data, we'll use command line argument. Command line arguments are used to send input to the script. That's it.
Okay. Yes.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Welcome.sh is a file, script file. In the script file, I am having some commands. Echo $1, $2, $3, $0. Now, in order to read the commands, I'm using $1, $2, $3. $1 will represent here $1 is there now. $1 will represent first command. Okay. $1 will represent first command. $2 will represent second command. $3 will represent third command. Are you able to understand now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Like this. $hash represents
Total number of command line
total
arguments.
number of arguments we have supplied. $0 will represent
File name.
File name.
why we need to go for command line arguments?
Dynamic
For
data.
dynamic.
To send the data to the script. To send the data to the script, we are going to use command line arguments. Okay, you can see here, not only in the shell scripting, guys, in the programming languages also command line arguments will be available. In the Java also command line arguments are available. Now you see command line arguments. Command line. Now when I'm typing here, it is showing me command line arguments in Linux, command line arguments in Java, command line arguments in C, command line arguments in Python. That means command line arguments are only in the Linux, or command line arguments are available in all the programming languages also?
All the programming languages.
All the
They
programming
are
languages.
available in all the programming languages. Okay. Command line arguments. Command line arguments. The arguments that we supply as the input when we are executing the program will go for command line arguments. We'll go for command line arguments. Got it? He has given some Ramayanam. We don't need that actually. Yeah, simple. In the simple and straightforward, the command, the input data that you supply to the script at the time of execution, that is called as command line arguments. Command line arguments will be separated by using space. If I don't give space, if I give my data like this, guys, now you see, tell me, if I give my data like this, what will happen? Ashok 29M. If I give like this, what will happen?
One command line.
Print one.
Laid as one command.
It will treat everything as a one argument.
Yes.
It will treat everything as a one argument. How can I tell to my script these are three arguments?
By giving space.
So whenever you are passing command line arguments as an input for the script, you need to separate them by using space. You need to separate them by using space.
Yes.
Are you guys clear with this? Can anyone tell me
Yes, sir.
what is a command line argument and why we need to go for command line argument?
Command line arguments are used to achieve the dynamic programming, and how we do that, basically we try to send using the command line where we try to execute script like ./welcome.sh, then first argument, the second argument, and so on. So this way we can add the command line arguments, and to access it we use as a $1, $2, $3, and if we have to print file name, then we can use $0.
Okay. How to print, how many arguments that we have supplied?
$#.
Perfect. Anyone else, someone else, other guy? Can anyone tell me what is the purpose of command arguments?
In the live terminal, we can enter our data through a script file.
Okay. We can enter the data while executing the command. Then that data is called as a command line argument. Good. Mr. Prasad, can you tell me, GB and DV Prasad, what is command line argument? Why we need command line argument, sir? You can tell me in Telugu also. Tell me, why command line argument? Command line arguments enduku?
అంటే డిస్ప్లే చేయడం, అది డిస్ప్లే చేయడానికి సార్, అది అంటే
డిస్ప్లే నేను డిస్ప్లే చేస్తున్నాను, డిస్ప్లే చేయడానికి కాదు కదా. కమాండ్ లైన్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ మనం ఎందుకు పంపిస్తాం స్క్రిప్ట్ కి? ఏదైనా డేటాని డైనమిక్ గా మనం స్క్రిప్ట్ కి ఇన్పుట్ ఇవ్వాలి అనుకుంటే దెన్
అది చూపించడానికి ఆ డేటాని
స్క్రిప్ట్ కి ఏదైనా డేటా డైనమిక్ గా పంపించాలి అంటే అది మనం కమాండ్ లైన్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ ద్వారా పంపిస్తాం.
ఓకే సార్, ఓకే సార్,
అర్థమైందా?
అర్థమైంది సార్.
మనకు ఒక స్క్రిప్ట్ ఉంది, ఆ స్క్రిప్ట్ కి నేను కొంచెం డేటా డైనమిక్ గా పంపించాలి. నా నేమ్ సపోజ్ అశోక్ 29 అని నేను స్క్రిప్ట్ లో రాశాను అనుకోండి, అది హార్డ్ కోడ్ అయిపోతుంది. నేను డేటా అనేది డైనమిక్ గా పంపించాలి స్క్రిప్ట్ కి. ఆ డైనమిక్ డేటా నేను కమాండ్ లైన్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ ద్వారా పంపిస్తాను. Command line arguments are used to send the data to the script dynamically.
Sir.
Got it?
Okay, sir.
You should be able to speak in English, man. Tomorrow, if you speak in Telugu, nobody will give you the job in the software company.
Sir.
Right? You have to improve that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
At the runtime, we supply the input to the script file.
Exactly. That's correct. At the runtime, if you want to send some input to the script file, then we will go for command line arguments. How many command line arguments I can supply as an input for the script? N number. Is there any limit on that?
No.
Is there any limit on that? No, there is no limit on that. There is no limit on that. So if I supply command line arguments for my script file, do you know how to read that by using script? Do you know how to read those command line arguments in the script? $1, $2, $3, like this, you can read this. Guys, most of the people who are teaching the DevOps, they will explain you Linux commands. They will not explain you shell scripting. Why they will not explain shell scripting?
They are not from programming background.
Most of the teachers who are teaching the DevOps are not from the programming background, so they don't know all these concepts. And the shell scripting is little bit difficult. That's why first they will teach Linux commands. After the Linux, directly they will go for AWS. 90% of the trainers will not teach the shell scripting in the DevOps. The reason, they are not from the programming background. They don't know what is scripting. They feel scripting is difficult. That's why they will skip that concept. But do you want me to skip or you want me to cover the shell scripting?
Cover the
No, sir, you can cover.
Yeah, it is
But
very.
sir, how many classes required for this shell scripting?
How many?
Classes required for this
Another
shell
3-4 classes I need. I have now I'm explaining you variables now. I will explain
Yeah.
2 scripts by using control statements, 2 scripts by using loops. I will explain.
Yes,
Basic idea. If you want, I can teach 1 month also, but that much not required for us because we are not going to work as a Linux administrator. If you want to work as a Linux administrator, then you need to learn the shell scripting by for spending 1 month. But we don't need that much. Basics of this tomorrow, as a DevOps engineer, when you see some script file, at least you should be able to understand the script file. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Scripting and YAML scripting, they will be asking in the interview, right, sir?
Yes, sir. Definitely, they will ask in the interview. They will ask you to write the script also.
Is there any scripting they will ask for apart from the?
Some companies may use Python scripting. Some companies may use Golang scripting. Some people may ask shell scripting, like this, multiple.
Again, we need to learn Python for the interview.
Not required. Not required, sir. Not required.
Only Linux.
Linux is sufficient, and the basics of the shell scripting is sufficient. You don't need to learn the Python again.
YAML scripting, sir.
YML is not a scripting. YML is a configuration file. I will explain the YML configuration.
All right.
Scripting is used in Jenkins pipeline automation.
Exactly. Yes, sir. In the Jenkins pipeline, we will use the scripting to automate our work. This is scripting we are going to use in the Jenkins pipeline to automate our work. You got it?
Yes.
Some people may feel today's class is difficult. Guys, anyone, please let me know. Are you feeling today's topic is difficult? Anybody
No, sir,
not
it's
able to understand?
no, sir, it's not. Sir, if it's possible to provide the notes today only, so it's better.
I will upload now only. I will upload.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Can you please revise the concepts once again, guys? Don't feel it is difficult. Don't feel it is difficult. You have to realize that you have to learn this. This is required for you. This is required for you. Don't think that it is difficult. Array, Sir is teaching some Greek and Latin. No, this is required for your job. Variables are used to store the data. Variables are used to store the data. There are 2 types of variables. One is environment variable. Another one is user defined variable. How can we see the environment variables in our machine? By using env command, we can see all the environment variables. What is the difference between environment variables and user defined variables? What is the difference between?
Environment variable for global and user defined is specific for that user only.
No. Environment variables means system variables.
System variable,
which
yes.
will be used by system. User defined variables means which we will define
User
based
will
on
create
our
the
requirement.
variable.
User will create the variable. Those are called as user defined variables. What are the rules we need to follow to define the variables in our scripting? Use uppercase characters for the variable name. Okay. If your variable is having 2 words, use underscore as a separator. Your variable name should not start with the digit. Don't use @ hash hyphen symbols in the variable names. Okay. Then next one. I'm declaring a variable a is equal to 100. Then I'm printing the value of the variable. How to print the value of the variable? $variable name, which is going to print the value of the variable. How many scopes are available for the variables, guys? How many scopes are available for the variables?
3.
How many scopes are available for the variables? There are
Three scopes.
there are 3 scopes available for the variables. What are those 3 scopes now?
Session scope, user
Session
scope,
scope,
system
user
scope.
scope, system scope. What is the meaning of session scope?
Get live terminal, live session.
Terminal. Whenever I declare a variable in the terminal, if I close the terminal, that variable will be removed. Okay, good. User scope, bash RC file is available. If you want to store one variable for your account, if you want to specify the variable, then go for bash
Dot
RC
bar
file.
No,
RC.
sir,
Dot
in
bash
bash
RC file.
Particular user.
Particular user. If you want to store some data into a variable, but for particular user, then go for dot bash RC. Where is the dot bash RC file available?
Home location.
User home location. That is for user home location. Bash RC
Sir,
is a
if
normal. Hold on, madam. Bash RC is a normal file, or bash RC is a hidden file.
Hidden file.
Hidden file. How can we see the hidden files in the Linux? ls-la command. Okay. Now, can I store some variable for all the users in my machine?
Yes.
What is that scope?
That is system scope.
What is that scope?
System
It is system scope. Where I need to specify the variables for the system scope?
ETC profile.
ETC profile. Where is the ETC available? Inside the root directory, we have ETC. Yeah. Someone is asking a question. Yeah, please go ahead now.
Sir, in bash RC file, if we are creating any variable now, it will be stored permanently, sir, over there.
It will be stored permanently over there for your account.
Okay,
You store it today, you stop your system, tomorrow you log into your system, still that variable will be available.
Okay.
Bash RC means permanently for that user.
Okay.
How can I store some
System
variable?
scope means in all the users it will be stored, right, sir?
All the users can access that variable. If you store in the ETC profile, it will be available for all the users. Bash RC means only for your account. System scope means it will be available for all the users.
Sir, quick question. Like I just added the like variable in the bash RC file, and when I tried to echo that argument, like that variable, I was not able to get the result. So
no. Bash RC file variables we are going to add for system case specific, like setting the path for the Java, setting the path for the Kafka, setting the path for the Maven. Such a kind of configuration system is going to use those variables. System is going to use those variables. Okay.
So normal variables doesn't make any sense storing.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to store that variable for the normal access also, there is a keyword called export keyword you need to use before your variable name. Export space variable name equal to variable value. If you use export keyword, then it will be stored, then you can access it.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
Good. Now, next one. What is a command line argument, guys? What is a command line argument? What is command line arguments?
The arguments
To
which
give dynamic data.
Command line arguments are the inputs which we will give at the time of
Dynamic
execution.
data to the script files.
If you want to pass some dynamic data to the script file, then what I will do? I will go for command line arguments. How to give the command line argument? Script file namespace arguments. How to separate the command line arguments? By using space. How many command line arguments I can give? Any number. How can I know? How can I know that how many arguments I have supplied?
Hash.
Dollar hash. How can I see what is the second argument?
$2.
$2. Very good. I hope now you understood when I have explained for second time. Still anybody not able to understand this? Anybody having any questions?
No, sir.
No questions, na? Next requirement is I will supply one person age as a input for my script file. I will supply one person age as an input for my script file by using command line argument. Can you tell whether that person is eligible for vote or not by using a script file?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Using if
now I will write one command, check user vote. My requirement is check user vote. check user out. Okay. You need to write a command. You need to write a script here. You need to write a script here. For this script, I will supply input like this. I want to execute my script like this. // task.sh. I will give age 20. This is how I will execute this script. What you need to do is, you need to tell me whether this person is eligible for vote or not. Person is eligible to vote. Eligible to vote or not eligible to vote. You need to print this, eligible to vote or not eligible to vote. What is the condition to check whether person is eligible for vote or not?
If condition.
18 years age. Na? If the person is having above 18 years, he is eligible to vote. Okay. Yeah. Now, how can I send a person? Do you want me to hard code the age in the script file, or we need to send the data dynamically?
Dynamically.
Can I pass that age as a command line argument? Can I pass the age as a command line argument?
Yes, sir.
Now, can you read that? Can you read the data from the command line argument now? Yes, you can read it. After reading the data from the command line argument, can you check it? Age is greater than 18 or not? If age is greater than 18, then print eligible to vote. If age is not greater than 18, then print not eligible to vote. Can you write a script for this? Can you write a script for this? In order to write the script for this, we need to know control statements. If, else if we need to write. If, else if we need to write. Okay. In the Monday session, I will tell you how to use control statements, in the shell scripting. Today we understood how to use the variables, how to use the command line arguments. In the Monday session, I will tell you how to use the control statements in the script file. Tomorrow, no class, guys. Sunday, chutti. We will have the next session on Monday.
Sir, Kafka.
So I also want to know. Tomorrow we have a session now. You will conduct a session of Kafka workshop, I think.
Yeah, that is for Java people. Yeah. Prakash, you are from Java background, na?
Yeah. Yep,
all the Java people in this batch, you can attend Apache Kafka workshop. Tomorrow, Kafka workshop with Spring Boot is there at morning 9 AM. That workshop will take 3 hours, guys.
Sir, tarvata meer betta sir andani video pettaru YouTube lo pettaru.
Choose sir, I will check it. I will check
it. రేపు నేను ఇక్కడ బయటికి వెళ్తున్నా సార్, బంధువులకు అతను చనిపోతే ఆడ కదా అందుకని.
Okay sir, I will arrange that sir.
Okay sir, thank you.
Sir, shell scripting के बाद next topic कौन सा रहेगा?
Shell scripting के बाद next topic AWS होगा. AWS services होगा.
Excuse me sir, do you have any parallel sessions for this AWS as well as DevOps?
No sir, no parallel.
Okay. So after shell scripting, you are going to start AWS. After completing AWS, then only DevOps too.
Yes, because if you want, I can teach the DevOps now. But without knowing the cloud concepts, how can you perform your deployments and all? Yeah. That will be difficult for you. Okay, because I want to teach you the complete real time. Nowadays, in the real time, people are doing the deployments in the cloud. If you want to do the deployments in the cloud, you need to know about the AWS. Right. Okay, right. Fine. After scripting, we'll go for AWS. After AWS, then we will go for DevOps. Okay. Anyone having questions?
No, sir.
That tomorrow's Kafka workshop, are you going to cover the entire Kafka or just like a very basic?
I will cover what is Kafka, why we need to go for Kafka, how to set up the Kafka environment, how to publish a message to the Kafka topic by using Spring Boot application, how to consume the message from the Kafka topic by using client application. Producer, consumer, I will show you.
Okay.
Okay, that is pretty much enough for you to work on the Kafka in the project. Complete things I am going to cover. Kafka clusters and all that I am not going to cover, but Kafka introduction, why, what, when to use, how to set up the environment, how to publish a message, how to consume a message from the Kafka, that I will cover.
Sir, GitHub ఉంటుందా సార్ మనకి?
DevOps లో ఉంటుంది సార్ అది. GitHub we will cover in the DevOps.
Okay.
GitHub is a tool that is used for code coverage, code management, code integration.
Okay.
We will discuss first Maven, then we will discuss GitHub, then we will discuss Jenkins, then we will discuss Docker, we will discuss Kubernetes, we will discuss Ansible, then Terraform. Those are
And
the
in the
tools that
DevOps,
we are going to discuss in the DevOps.
in the DevOps course, whatever the content you are going to cover for Kubernetes, will be able to do Kubernetes developer certification with that content.
I will check it, sir. I have not seen the certification content. I will check it and I will confirm. Is it sufficient for the certification or not?
Sir,
Okay, I will check it and I will update on that.
do you cover SVN and Chef also, sir?
SVN, Chef, no, sir, because SVN is outdated. After SVN, people are using GitHub.
But
If
in
you,
the interview, they will be asking.
1 second. I will tell you. If you want to go with the SVN, if you want to learn about the SVN, in our YouTube channel, I have already uploaded 5 videos on the SVN, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, these are already, those videos are already available in our YouTube channel, Ashokite YouTube channel. SVN videos are there. I will show you the playlist. If you want, you can go through those videos.
Chef also you uploaded, sir.
Sorry, Chef I have not uploaded, sir. Chef I have not uploaded. I have not worked on the Chef.
But in the interview, they will be asking questions.
Yeah, we will see how can we work on how to work with Chef. I will show you. You see here, SVN tutorial for beginners.
Yes.
Yeah, here you can see SVN tutorial. Na? Go to our Ashok IT channel. Go to the playlist. If you scroll down, you can see SVN tutorial for beginners. You can check this.
Yes, sir.
All of you, you can subscribe to this channel, guys. This is our YouTube channel.
One question was there, sir. What is the difference between Chef and Ansible?
Sir, one doubt.
I will check. I will tell you what is the difference between when I am explaining the Ansible. I will compare the Ansible with the Chef and I will tell you. Okay. Yeah. Good. Fine, guys. Happy weekend. We'll meet again on
GitHub is equal to GitLab, means GitHub
Yeah.
is similar to
GitLab.
GitLab.
Same, sir. Same, sir. They are repositories. They are repositories. I will explain them in the DevOps.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay.
In Chef and Ansible, process will be same, sir.
Some configurations will be different, sir. Configurations will be different. Configurations will be different.
If the interviewer asks about the configuration,
You tell them that I have not worked on the Chef. I have worked on the Ansible because every project will not use every tool, right? In your project, you say that in your project you are using Ansible. Chef is not there in your project. That's it.
when we put 3 to 4 year experience, then also that's okay, sir.
That's okay, no problem. And nobody will work on everything in the company.
That is true, sir.
That you can tell. You can tell that answer.
Okay, fine, sir.
Fine. Thank you, guys. Good night. Happy weekend. We'll meet again on Monday.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.